Welcome to the University of Maryland at College Park. I'm Ben Shneiderman, head of the Human-Computer Interaction Laboratory. For 6 years, our group has been developing advanced prototypes to demonstrate the power of information visualization in searching large databases. I hope some of you have seen our often cited Home Finder, which allowed users to find a home based on many parameters, and the Film Finder, which dealt with a large movie database. These techniques have developed the star-field strategy of showing points of light on the screen and a set of widgets which allowed users to apply dynamic queries to filter out the information and get what they want. The strategy that we use we call the visual information seeking mantra. I call it a mantra because I have to keep repeating it each time we start a new project. The mantra says, overview first, zoom and filter, then details on demand. And we've applied that in about a dozen projects with very powerful and positive effects. The Starfield strategy has been developed into a commercial product by Chris Ahlberg, who developed Film Finder, and it's called Spotfire. Let's take a look. This Spotfire database shows more than 1,000 films arrayed on the x-axis from 1920 up to 1993. The y-axis is the length of the film in minutes from 0 all the way up to 450. But we're not interested in such long movies, so we'll zoom in on the ones that are, let's say, less than 3 hours in length. We can get rid of the short films so that we're sure to see only full-length features. And now we'll zoom in on the more recent ones that would be more of interest to us. Let's say we'll go towards 1965 as a limit. And that gives us still quite a few in this rather bright color-coded display. We can use our Selector widgets on the right-hand side to trim our set further. Let's eliminate the westerns, the war pictures, the sci-fi, the mystery, and the horror pictures as well. That leaves us still a pretty good bunch, but we're doing fine in trimming it down. Another way to trim would be to take the popularity slider and pull through and get only the high popularity ones as determined by video store rentals. Now we could begin to explore a little. If we look on the upper left, we'll see a black dot, which is a musical, and if we click, we'll see on the lower right that this was The Sound of Music. We can look at some of the other dots. This yellow drama is Out of Africa with Robert Redford, and this red dot is an action film, Superman. We could go exploring further, but maybe a way to get the films we want would be to eliminate the non-award-winning films and see a much smaller set. But another way to deal with that is to code on size. If I pull down the properties box and I can set the size coding on awards, I can then see the display of selected award-winning films in the context of the other films that are there. We might focus on a particular actor by using the alpha slider. The alpha slider lets us pull through and get to the actor that we are interested in. For example, Clint Eastwood, and we can see 3 award-winning films and a number of other films over his last 30 years of his career. Superimposing statistical and environmental data on a map gives a revealing portrait. This Spotfire database shows environmental information of Sweden over the last 15 years. We could eliminate the old data and show only the most recent data, and we could then explore for the levels of different metals, such as cadmium, and if we looked for only the high levels, we would see that they're associated with certain factories spread throughout the country. Another nice feature of Spotfire is the ease with which you can import data sets. You can take a database in spreadsheet or just your word processor. Here I have the student grades in a Microsoft Word document. I can cut and then paste into Spotfire, and I've laid it out so that the A students are on the left, the B students, the C's, the D's, and their test grades are along the left-hand side. You can then set up the color coding so that the white students are the graduate students and the dark blues are the freshmen. And so you can see that the more senior students are doing better in this course. Another way to explore the data would be to look at their project scores with this range slider on the right, and you can see that there's a pretty clear progression that those with good project scores are doing well in the course overall. Our research efforts continue to refine the design and improve the data structures and algorithms for handling 100,000 or more points. We're interested to see what the needs and benefits are of those who use the commercial version called Spotfire. Please let us know about your story.